It's Blue Jays versus Mariners in Game 7 of the ALCS. The Mariners have a 3-1 lead in this game. The Mariners starter George Kirby is going to get through 4 innings, but he just looks gassed by the end of it. So Dan Wilson's going to go into the bullpen, and he's going to bring in Brian Wu, who's more of a starter, but he's been doing a good job in relief in this series. And he's actually going to get through 2 innings pretty impressively here. He even strikes out Vlad Guerrero, who is the hottest hitter on the planet. So now it's the top of the 7th inning. The Mariners are 9 outs away from going to their first ever World Series, and they're facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And unfortunately, the inning does not start off well for Wu. He's going to walk Barger on 5 pitches, and then IKF is up next, and he's going to hit this single. So now it's 2 on with no out. You have Andres Jimenez, the number 9 hitter, who's up next. He sees the situation, so he's going to sack bunt those 2 runners up into scoring position, and that also eliminates the double play. So it's runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and that brings up the top of the lineup in George Springer. So now Wilson has a decision to make. Who's going to come into this game? He's going to need 9 outs, and he has 4 trusted relievers. He has Munoz, Brash, Spire, and Bazardo. He probably wants to go with a righty in this situation because Springer and Guerrero are righties, so that eliminates Spire. Munoz is their best reliever. He's been absolutely unhittable this postseason, but this is a little bit of an unusual spot for him. As we can see here, in 70 appearances this year, only twice has Munoz entered with runners on. Plus, the plan is for Munoz to get 6 outs at the end of the game. He's going to pitch the full 8th and 9th inning. So basically, Wilson just needs to get these 3 outs here to get to Munoz. And this season, when runners are on, Wilson likes to bring in Bazardo. Here's Wilson's quote after the game. He says, "Bazardo's been the guy that's gotten us through those situations, especially in that pivot role. He's been doing it all season long and has been so consistent at it. We felt really comfortable with him out there." And to be fair, Bazardo is a good fireman. He came into this mess here in Game 1 versus the Tigers, and he got out of the inning. And then he also came into Game 5 with 2 runners on, and he got out of it in a huge spot. So Bazardo has been the guy in this situation, and now he's in the game to face George Springer. And Springer is a little bit intrigued about this matchup because this is now the 3rd time that Springer has seen Bazardo, and Springer has to feel like he's getting the hang of him. So Bazardo has basically thrown Springer his 2 main pitches to righties. He's got this sinker tailing in, really nasty pitch, and then you got this biting slider away. The first time they faced off in the series was Game 2. On the first pitch, Springer's going to get that sinker inside. Look at that run. That's crazy movement. He's going to see it up high again for a ball. There's a swing and a miss outside, and then here's the slider. Weakly hit, nice little play for a ground ball over at first. So Springer's thinking, okay, I did not like getting behind in that count. The best pitch to hit was that sinker early. So Springer says, okay, if I get that pitch again, I'm keying in on that. So now we'll fast forward to their second matchup. This was in Game 6. How is Bazardo going to start him off? It's a sinker in, and Springer just fouls it straight back. That's exactly what Springer was hoping for. Again, that's how the last 2 at-bats have started. That's the pitch he wanted to hit. And on the second pitch, he's going to get it again. It's a weak ground ball to third base. He literally just missed it. So Springer's like, okay, I've seen that sinker inside. I kind of have a feel for that pitch now. So just 24 hours later, we're right back in the thick of it. We're in Game 7. A trip to the World Series is on the line. Springer versus Bazardo. What do you think Bazardo's going to start with? And the first pitch is a sinker inside. Springer gets another great look at that pitch. Springer is locked in on that pitch. He's like, if you just throw me one more of those. And on the second pitch, what's he going to throw? Boom! It's a deep drive to left field, and it's out of here. Springer with the unbelievably clutch home run. The Blue Jays take the lead. The Mariners can't believe it. And what did he throw? It was another sinker inside. This is just what Springer was hoping for. This is probably not the best spot for this pitch, but it's not the worst pitch in the world either. I just think Springer had finally gotten a good look at this pitch. He finally had a feel for the movement, and he did not miss it. And that's just what happens when you get deep into a series. As we can see with this chart here, when a hitter faces a reliever at least 3 times in a series, we can see their OPS absolutely skyrockets. And the really tough pill for Mariners fans is that Springer had not seen Munoz once in this series. So that really makes you think about what would have happened if Munoz was in that situation. Again, Bazardo has been an awesome reliever all season, but even a great reliever like Bazardo can be figured out, and 36-year-old George Springer figured him out at the biggest possible spot.